Merhabalar. Death Stranding'se kaldığımız yerden devam ediyoruz. En son 2. Dünya Savaşı'nda acayip şeyler yaşamıştık. Güzeldi ya, gerçekten zorladı beni orası. Ama atlatmayı başardık. Evet, katılıyorum sana Sam. Şu an duşa girmemiz lazım. Her tarafımız kan içinde. Önlem işareti de var. Herhalde bir sinematik falan girecek. Bakalım.
Sam, do you copy? As you might have suspected, time here stopped while you two were on that battlefield. If my thinking is correct, the dimension to which you traveled is a kind of beach.
Onu anladık zaten.
To explain a little, our bodies, our ha, all occupy the same world, but our souls, our ka, have beaches all their own. These beaches are given form inside our brains by our beliefs, religion, philosophy, and so forth. As a result, a beach can be anything, and those anythings form a multiverse. However, if many people die at once, their beaches can become entangled, creating a strand field. This phenomenon is exacerbated in wartime by omnipresent feelings of resentment and despair. Beaches are more easily and frequently entangled. On such a beach, exits vanish and experiences cycle endlessly. Picture it like a record player. The needle skips, playing the same phrase again and again. They're fighting a battle that has no beginning or end. Round and round it goes. Now, the battlefield you visited was in Eastern Europe in World War II. Which is strange, given that the man you encountered, Clifford Unger, played no part in that conflict.
Yani.
I can't explain it, but if you can connect me to the chiral network, who knows what we might discover.
İlginç.
Still there, Sam? If so, I have a request. When you're ready, head upstairs to the delivery terminal.
Peki. Terminale bakalım. Mesajlara, doktordan, dağcıdan. Artık ayrılabiliriz. BB de artık yanımızda olduğuna göre. Daha doğrusu Lo. Onun bir ismi var. Kişisel alan çıkabiliriz.
Can I help you? Holy shit. John, is that you? What are you doing here? My wife's checked in. I don't want a repeat of last year.
O John kim şimdi?
I'm so sorry. I didn't know you were that.
Beginning scan. Scanning bridges ID.
Hiçbir şeyim yok şu an.
Clear. All weapons will remain locked until departure.
Yine silah
All
milah
clear.
yapmak zorunda kalacağım
Welcome,
ya.
Sam Porter Bridges.
Neyse, baba silahıyla nematik bomba yapıp devam ederim ben.
Sam, the west side of that region is covered by a massive tar belt. Beyond it is Edgenut City, the last bastion of civilization you'll find that far out.
Evet.
It's your final destination. Once
Nasıl
you
yapacağız
use the
oraya?
qubit to connect it, the chiral network will span the entire continent. The rebirth of America is so close. And remember, that's where Amelie is being held captive. We need you to bring her home safely. But before you cross the tar belt, there's one more knot we need you to tie. Heartman will help you get it done.
Sam, I'd like for you to bring me a few things. First, the dog tags you took from that soldier. Tuck them away in a pocket so you don't misplace them. Second, Mama's corpse. Her body shows no signs of necrosis, and I, for one, would like very much to know the reason why. Closer study may yield information that could prove instrumental in helping us to overcome the Death Stranding. Suffice it to say,
1 minute remaining.
I don't have much time. See to your preparations. I'll be waiting. You'll find an official order on the terminal.
Mamanın kendisini taşıdık, şimdi de cesedini mi taşıyacağım ya? Neyse, çok uzakta bir yer gibi görünmüyor en azından. Ama benim takıldığım bir nokta var. Bu sürekli bana şeyden bahsediyorlar. Yok, katran şeysi var. Kirel ağı bağladık. Artık her şey yolunda. Neden kimse bana Higgs'le nasıl savaşmam hakkında bir bilgi vermiyor? Herif ışınlanıyor. Kiwileri çağırabiliyor. Yağmur yağdırabiliyor. Onu nasıl alt edeceğiz? Niye kimse bir şey söylemiyor yani? Kan atarak mı? Kan bombası atıp nasıl öldüreceğim ben o adamı? Yani asıl cevabını bulmaları gereken şey bu değil mi yani? Bilemiyorum. Herhalde kiwi tabancasıyla öldürmemi falan beklemiyorlar benden. Aklım karışık o konuda. Bola silahı var mı zaten? Bridges botları falan var. Konteyner tamir spreyi yapmak istiyorum bir tane. Yola çıkacak mısın? Çıkacağım da hiç silahım yok mu? Özel dolapta baksaydık bir özel dolabımıza ya. Sen bu konuda bir şey söylemeyecek misin? Lokna mıydı?
All right, Sam. Take care of her. And don't worry, she won't go necro. Milligan's special. Be funny if these Ha of ours ended up being the key to saving us all.
Order assigned.
Bir saniye. Özel dolaba bakacağım. He, hepsi burada, güzel. Bola silahı seviye 2, piyade tüfeği, pompalı tüfek bilmiyorum ya. Gerek var mı? Şu bombalardan alalım. Anti kiwi tabancasını alalım. Güç eldivenini alalım. Hematik bombaları alalım. Bir merdiven, bir PK'ye, bir tabanca, bir tırmanma kazığı ve kan torbalarını alalım. Hepsini alamam ama. O zaman şunları bırakalım. Şunları alalım. Her zemin. Bunu kuşanalım. Bunu alabilecek miyim ama? Kargo ceset torbasını değiştir. Anladım. Diğerlerini taşımama izin vermiyor. Güç eldivenini giyemiyor muyuz ya? Eldivenleri takalım yani. Konteyner tamir spreyi orada. Bir de bola silahını takabilsek güzel olurdu. Konteyner tamir spreyinin yerine bola silahını kullanabilirim. O zaman sadece Mama'nın cesedini taşıyacağız. Öyle olsun bakalım.
Begin the scan. Have a pleasant journey.
Bunları geride bıraktık ama. Nereye gidiyorduk? Şuraya gideceğiz. Doktor bu tarafta. Oraya nasıl gideceğim peki? Şuradan mı acaba? Buradan gitmeye kalkarsam tehlikeli olabilir. O yüzden şöyle gelip şuradan gitsem daha mantıklı olur diye düşünüyorum.
Too close.
Weapons restrictions lifted.
Umarım doğru düşünüyorum.
Begin the scan. Weapons restrictions lifted.
Şimdi buradan nereye? Buradan şu tarafa doğru gitmem lazım. Buraya geleceğim. Buradan da yürüyeceğiz. TV bölgesindeyiz ama artık görebiliyoruz. O yüzden çok sıkıntı değil. Halledilir. Yani low yokken zaten bir şey yapamıyorlardı. Bu varken beni yakalayamazlar yani. Kendim istemediğim sürece yakalayamazlar artık ya, çözdüm bunları. Öyle çok bir şeyleri yok. Fazla büyük konuşmayalım da. Oyuna ilk başladığım zamanlar zorlamışlardı beni ama artık o kadar çok da sorun değiller. Bir zahmet de olmasınlar yani. Yaklaşıyoruz bir tanesine. Kordonunu kesebilir miyim acaba? Ya da çok bulaşmayalım. Bulaşmaya gerek yok bunlara ya. Şuradan devam ediyorum. Yani göbek bağlarını kesip tek kurtulabilirim. Doğru yerden mi gidiyorum? Evet. Şu tepenin ardında herhalde. Güzel. Rahat bir şekilde geçmeyi başardım. Kondisyonumuzu arttıralım. Buradan da aşağı kaptıralım ya. Artık diyeceğim ama dikkat etmezsem hızlı bir yolculuk yapabiliriz. O yüzden dikkat etmem lazım. Tırmanma kazığım var mı acaba? Şuradan mecbur tırmanma kazığıyla inmem lazım. Tırmanma kazığım da yok ki. O zaman biraz dikkatli olarak şu kenarlardan inebilirim herhalde. Ya, tam müziğin sırasıydı.
There's a shadow of a man shaped just like me. My curiosity keeps
Bu ne ya, kalp şeklinde.
But still I stand here on my own, with nothing left to lose.
Heartman'ın laboratuvarı. Hayır, buraya kurmaktaki amacın neydi laboratuvarı acaba?
And with the rain I don't accept washes away my sins. See the trouble my walk home and my spirit.
Weapons will be locked until departure. All clear. Welcome, Sam Porter Bridges.
Because I never said no or put up a fight. And I'm emotionally impaired when I look at you.
Tamam, müziği kesebilirsiniz artık. Bu adamın mekanı fena değilmiş ama. Güzel manzaralı falan.
Delivery complete. Displaying performance evaluation.
Güzel. Bunu da hallettik bir şekilde. Uzman dağıtıcı oldum böylece.
Request to join UCA. Registered. Awaiting Cupid connection.
Güzel, bağlayalım. Böylece orayı da bağlamış olduk. Termal dolgu diye bir şey verdi ama. Neyse artık.
Please proceed into the facility with a cadaver. Good work.
Kafatasını sergiliyorlar bunlar ya.
Please
Enteresan.
proceed into the facility with a cadaver.
Tekrar dirilene kadar kalan süre mi? Kiwi mi o ya? Ay, nasıl bir yere geldik? Heartman. Ölü müsün şu an? İlginç bir laboratuvarı var. Adam gitmiş herhalde.
Heartman?
Administering shock. Stand clear.
Ne yapıyorsun sen ya? Evet. 8. bölümdeyiz. Heartman.
Well, you certainly caught me with my pants down. Glad you could make it, Sam. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to alarm you, but I am what I am. Ah, please, lay her down there.
Adamın ölümüne kalan süreyi gösterdi demin.
Still no sign of them.
You know your heart stops beating.
It stops every 21 minutes. I spend 3 minutes on the beach, and then return.
İlginç bir
60
yaşam
deaths and
tarzı.
60 resurrections per day. 60 opportunities to search the beach for my departed family. This is how I live. This is my life. So, while you've traveled to and from the sea an impressive number of times, my beach count is a little higher. 218,549.
Ölüm sayımızı kapıştırıyoruz adamla. Yarışacak bir şey bulamadık.
I see myself in that crater. My wife and my child. It's like looking at the shape of my heart. The doctors called it myocardial chordophobia. Mine is an especially unusual case. I have pictures. Care to see Heartman's heart-shaped heart? No, you really should. It doesn't run in the family. You know, I never came to terms with their loss. In the days that followed, I became obsessed with an idea that the beach is real and they are on it. I would induce cardiac arrest, 3 minutes at a time, and search for them, day after day after day.
Oh, so you could say goodbye?
Quite the opposite. It is said that everyone's beach is different. So what if everyone's afterlife is different too? I find the thought terrifying, spending eternity alone, which is why I decided to find my family and make sure to move on with them.
You mean die with them?
If death would see us reunited, then yes. But the repeated cardiac arrests took their toll on my heart. The muscle gradually deformed. And after a while, they started calling me the beach scientist. Heartman. I'm glad we could have this conversation. Oh. A body that doesn't necrotize. No sign of decomposition. It's as if she were still alive. The perfect mummy. An impeccable corpse.
What's wrong?
Where's the other thing we were supposed to bring? Ah, found it. Behold.
Wait, dead man?
It appears to be an umbilical cord. Human by the looks of it, I think. But this was no ordinary conduit between fetus and placenta. It looks more like a BT's tether. And this was Mama's? Yes. A body that doesn't necrotize and an umbilical cord connected to the beach. These are remarkable discoveries, Sam. Enough to set my sore heart racing.
5 minutes to cardiac arrest.
Kadavrayı keşke
I apologize
masa
if our
olarak
conversation
kullanmasaydın,
gets cut
elini
short.
koyacak.
I must go back to the beach and look for my wife and child. One person, one beach. That's the rule. But I'm the exception. My beach is connected to others, as if it were the beneficiary of a coronary bypass. Maybe this twisted heart of mine made it possible. All I know is that I will find them. Even if my every visit raises new questions, I'll have my answers one day. One day.
3 minutes to cardiac arrest.
The battlefields. The endless wars you found yourself trapped in. Why do World War-era soldiers wander the beach a century after they fell? Normally the souls of the dead move on. The beach is just a corridor, a place through which they pass on the way to the other side. But if regret, resentment, a fervent desire to remain If these feelings are powerful enough, they may give rise to an altogether different beach. A collective purgatory for an army of the damned. Clifford Unger. His misery and hatred, combined with your BB acting as some sort of catalyst, have brought these battlefields to our world.
2 minutes to cardiac arrest. Please proceed to a safe location.
It's just a theory.
You think Higgs is pulling his strings? Pulling all their strings?
Ensure you are in a stable position.
I don't know. But evidence does suggest that Higgs brought them here.
1 minute remaining. Please hold on to something secure.
Oh, before I forget, I have a favor to ask.
Activating lab security measures.
Could you just relax until I come back? Time stops on the beach, but not in the scene. Rest assured, it'll only feel like 3 minutes to you. We'll continue this shortly.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
İlginç. 3 dakika burada mı bekleyeceğim yani? Peki. Bu sırada etrafa bakalım biz de ya. Ne yapalım? Evet. Mama'nın naaşı. Kiwi modeli. Kiwi görüntüsü. Her seferinde deforme oluyorlar gibime geliyor. Plak. Bu neymiş ya? Balina iskeleti. Kiwi modelleri. Şurada bir kalp mi var? Aile portresi. Kiral kum saati. Heartman'ın AED'si falan filan. Şu fotoğraftaki kim ya? Kızı mı? Heartman'ın kızı. Şu da eşi herhalde. Ona gidemiyoruz herhalde.
Administering shock. Stand clear.
Bir şey bulabildin mi?
No luck. Visit 218,550. Oh, sorry. Where were we? I may be used to the 21-minute cycle, but for a first-time face-to-face meeting, there's just too much to cover in one go-around.
Can't be easy living like this.
Yes. And no. Now that I'm acclimated to it, it isn't especially, onerous. Defecation, pollution, nutrition. Most of life's basic functions fit rather easily into a 21-minute time slot. Sleep is the tricky one. And intercourse, I suppose. Verbal or physical. Not that someone in my position has to worry much about either. Do you read, Sam?
Tabii her
Listen
gün
to music.
yollarda. Arada
Watch
dinliyoruz.
films? You know, I keep busy. I have a collection of music, television shows, some very interesting short films, and stories. Everything consumable within a 21-minute window. All from before the Death Stranding, of course. But honestly, the 21 minutes I spend here, all downtime, nothing more. Time spent waiting to go back to the search. My body may be present, but my soul is on the beach.
Evet, durdurup sonra
I'm
izlesen
already dead.
devamını. Olmuyor mu?
I know that feeling. Lost my family in an accident.
Well, I never expected you to open up to me. As it happens, I've read about your circumstances. I lost my family in an accident, too. I was in the ICU having heart surgery, out of town, in the city. When it was clear that I was going to pull through, my wife took my daughter back to the house to collect some things for me. And then they were caught in the void-outs. The city and the hospital were spared the worst, but the shockwave knocked out the power and my life support. I woke up on the beach. The people who died in the two void-outs were there. What happened? What's going on? I saw my wife and my daughter in the procession. Hey! It's me! Where are you going? Wait! Don't leave without me! No! Don't go! Please, don't go! The ICU's backup generator kicked in, and I was brought back to life by the defibrillator. Exactly 21 minutes after my heart had stopped. And that was the last time I saw my family. It's my damned heart's fault that we were torn apart, but it's also the reason I'll see them again someday. It defines me. I am Heartman. Ever since, I've walked the beaches of others. I follow my family's footsteps for a while, and when I get tired, I return here to continue my research. It's funny though. Even when my heart stops, the pain lingers. You have any family photographs, Sam? Pity.
5 minutes to cardiac arrest.
You mind telling me what I'm doing here before you go back to the beach?
Oh, of course. There's a prepper-owned station in this area. Our scientists stationed there are researching material from before the Death Stranding.
What kind of material?
The Earth has a long memory. It's trying to tell a story, one that goes back to the very beginning, one that not even the Death Stranding could erase. The scientists are all colleagues of mine from the earlier expedition. I'd like you to bring them onto the chiral network. Amelie proposed we establish our research posts along this belt. Despite a worldwide search, this is the only area known to contain fossils from the late Cretaceous period. When the dinosaurs died out.
Evet,
The
böyle
assumption
daha
being that
anlaşılır
the
oldu.
last ones lived here, and here alone. You see, hiding in the earth then are memories of a major mass extinction. Clues that could tell us how to survive our predicament. Certainly, that was Amelie's hope as part of the advanced team when she assigned our backup team here. The past informs the present and aids us in building the future. She was careful to impress that upon us before she went west.
3 minutes to cardiac arrest.
Shut up. I'm putting you on mute. Sometime later, we began to observe unusual activity in the tar belts outside Edgenot City. Vast quantities of tar began surfacing, spreading, consuming many of my colleagues, as well as a chiral way station. The whole incident defied explanation.
You think Higgs is to blame?
I don't know, but we needed that way station. It was essential to expanding the chiral network westward. That's why I'm asking you for your help in building a new one. It won't be much given the handful of equipment we've managed to scrape together. Nothing like the knot cities, that's for sure. But a knot is still a knot. Sam, I want you to use the Cupid to put the scientists on the network, then go to Amelie. Afterwards, we can get back to the important job of researching the deaths.
İlginç bir yapısı var evinin. Laboratuvarının daha doğrusu. Düşüşünü hafifletti.
The air mat floor absorbs the impact. I'll unlock the door for you.
Güzel bir teknoloji doğrusu. DJ Sam. Kaybettiğimiz 20 puanı da geri verdi bize. Şimdi terminali etkinleştirelim.
Our ultimate objective in this region is to build a replacement for a way station that was lost to the tar. The first step is to put a shelter with our scientists on the chiral network. Now, we don't know the first thing about Amelie's status or what Higgs is up to. That's a concern for us as much as you. But we won't know more until we get to Edgenot City. And that means connecting this region first.
Peki.
You should start with the geologist and the paleontologist. The latter's holding something for the Evo-Devo biologist, so I recommend you save her for last. That way, you can finish a delivery and link up the final site in one go. Once all three are on the grid, come back here. Then we can get to work on the replacement for that lost way station.
Tamam. O zaman ilk önce bunu yapacağız. Daha sonra bunu yapacağız. Siparişleri alalım.
A geologist of ours has been studying fossils as part of his research into prehistoric extinction events. He's been out there conducting excavations for a while now and has begun to suffer the effects of chiral contamination. No doubt the result of excessive exposure to chiralium during the dig. Until the site is properly decontaminated, his work can't proceed. Nor will his health improve. So we need you to bring him some chiralium scrubbing agents.
Administering shock. Stand clear.
The stratum the team was investigating dates from the end of the Cretaceous period, the time of the infamous mass extinction, which brought the reign of the dinosaurs to a close, leaving small mammals to inherit the Earth. It's the most recent of the Big Five, and one of the largest mass extinctions the world has ever seen. In any event, our team found something truly remarkable. Can you guess what it was? A fossil beach. If that is indeed what it is, then he has made a tremendous discovery. Therefore, Sam, it is essential that you deliver those chiralium scrubbing agents as soon as possible.
Tamam. Susarsan
One
gideceğim
more
zaten.
thing, Sam. For this run, you'll be transporting an antimatter bomb. Bridges' paleontologist working on a dig says he needs it. Apparently, the fossils he wants to study are buried deep beneath tar, and the only way he can get to them is by blowing it wide open. Now, hopefully I don't need to tell you to be extra careful when handling high-yield explosives, but in case I do, make sure you keep that container in one piece, no matter what.
Tamam. Dikkat edeceğiz.
Thermal pad. Indispensable gear for cold weather operations, especially useful when traversing snow-capped mountains.
Bilmiyorum ne işe yarayacak bu. Yapalım bir tane. Tırmanma kazığı yapacağım bir tane. Peki yapmama gerek var mı? Bilmiyorum. 2 tane yapalım. Silahlardan bola silahım var mı yanımda? Var diye hatırlıyorum. Böyle devam edeceğim ya.
Sam, I'm sure you haven't forgotten, but you need to be extremely careful with that antimatter bomb, especially when transporting it by a carrier or vehicle. Any irregularities should trigger an alarm. Don't ignore it.
Tamam, bunu dikkatli taşıyacağız. Kaç tane var bundan ya? Acayip dikkatli gitmem lazım.
Order assigned.
132 kilo olmuşuz ya. Nasıl götüreceğiz bunları bombayı patlatmadan, çok merak ediyorum doğrusu. İlk önce şuraya gidelim. Buraya nasıl gidebilirim ki? İlk önce şuradan şöyle bir gelelim. Sonra şuraya gelmeyelim o zaman, dur bakayım. İlk önce şöyle gelelim. Buradan böyle geçelim. Böyle gelip buraya gidelim.
Sam, So, Heartman told you all about the lake. How the attack that created it changed his life forever. Not only did he lose his family, he very nearly lost himself. For 21 minutes, he was in a state of cardiopulmonary arrest. Under normal circumstances, he would have died.
Yani.
Therapeutic hypothermia saved his life. But the 21 minutes he spent on the other side had a lasting effect on him. Perhaps due to the shock, his Doom's abilities seem to have increased. And now he takes every opportunity to walk the beach in search of his family.
Yani onu anlattı adam zaten, anladı.
My apologies, Sam. You came all this way to visit me, but I neglected to give you a proper farewell. Do be careful out there. As I mentioned before, this region is rich in memories of death and extinction. It should come as no surprise that BTs are sighted here more frequently. Perhaps
Ya
you
benim
recall
korktuğum
models in
şey
my lab.
kiwi değil
Their
zaten.
designs were all based on eyewitness accounts. Though I suppose they must have struck you as strange, considering the many times you've come face to face with the real McCoy.
Benim korktuğum şey şu sırtımızda taşıdığımız bombanın havaya uçması yani. Kiwi dediğin nedir? Halledilir yani. O sorun değil. Doğru yolda ilerliyorum. Bu yolu takip edersem rahat rahat ulaştırırım diye düşünüyorum. Tabii ilk gideceğim yer jeolog olduğu için bomba hala sırtımda olacak. Yani jeoloğa götüreceğimiz şey bomba değildi. Fazla ötünce durmak lazım. Kiwi bölgesine gidiyoruz. Evet. Zaten yeterince sorunum yokmuş gibi.
Good to have you back. Couldn't have made it this far without you.
Yakınlarda bir yerde var. Tamam. Sakin. Kordonunu keserim diye düşünmüştüm ama. Tahmin ettiğim gibi olmadı. Bu tarafta var. Neredeyiz? Daha da çok yol var yani. Burası ne ya? Harabeler falan. Yani burası kiwi kaynıyor ha. Hayır, niye yere çökemiyorum şu an, onu anlamadım ben. Bu çökmüş halim mi acaba? Hayır ya. Salın beni. Kondisyonum var, sorun yok. Onları düşürmesek iyiydi tabii ama. Son anda var ya. Yani daha 40 fırın ekmek yemeniz lazım. Gerçi son anda yakalanıyordum ama. Zaten yakalansam bomba patlardı büyük ihtimalle. Bizi yerde sürüklüyorlar ya. O sırada bomba patlardı. Ama neden hızlı ilerleyemiyorum, ben onu anlamadım. Kardan dolayı mı? He, ağırlık sınırını geçmişiz ya. Nasıl geçtik biz onu? Anti-kiwi tabancası imha olmuş zaten bu da. Kullanamıyoruz yani. Bırakalım o zaman. Başka imha olan bir şey var mı? Hayır, 130 kilodan daha... Nasıl 130 kiloya geldim, ben onu anlamadım. 190 falan taşıyor olabilmem lazımdı. Rüzgara karşı hadi az kaldı. Oraya nasıl geçeceğim peki? Arkasından falan mı dolaşmam lazım şu kayaları? Gözümüzün önüne göremiyor musun? Yok ya. Şuradan giderim. Sakın ha. O kadar geldik. Son anda patates olmayalım yani.
Begin scan. Stranding bridges ID. Fragile Express ID verified. Weapons detected. All weapons will be locked until departure. Cargo verified. Thank you.
Güzel. Bir şekilde gelmeyi başardım. Havaya uçmadan. Al kargonu.
Delivering cargo.
Sam Bridges. Oh, thank God for that. I was worried you might not get here in time. But then I've done nothing but worry of late. I've been haunted by those visions you doom sufferers see. That end of days stuff. I put the nightmares down to fatigue. The possibility of chiral contamination never even occurred to me. It's just lucky we caught it before the suicidal stage. Dying's not an option. My research is nowhere near complete. It's not just my life you're saving here. It's my life's work. I started to wonder if I'd ever see these meds. I guess you really are good at what you do, huh? Thank you.
Bir şey değil. Yani yaptığım işte iyi olduğumu söylerler genelde. Güzel. Uzman dağıtıcıya yaraşır bir performans. Seçkin dağıtıcı olduk.
Oh, yes. Right then. If you'd do the honors.
İlk defa böyle bir görüntü oldu. Güzel. Burayı da bağlamış olduk böylece. Tırmanma kazığı seviye 2.
And just like that, I'm part of the UCA, with access to a treasure trove of historical research materials. Studying this fossil beach should be a good deal easier now. Assuming I can prove once for all that that's what it is. Honestly, though, I'm just excited I can finally share these findings with everyone. Can you believe I found chiral deposits in strata dating back 65.5 million years? Evidence of an ancient death stranding.
Chiral matter has existed on Earth since long before the dawn of man. This stratum is proof of that. Look at this, Sam. Do you see that black fissure there? We believe this is the source of the chiralium readings. In the distant past, earthquakes caused frictional melting along fault lines, producing layers of what is known as pseudotachylite. We call these layers fossil earthquakes. Extending the principle, our fissure here is what one might term a fossil beach. The presence of chiralium in this of all strata cannot be a mere coincidence. It strongly suggests that beaches must have appeared during the Cretaceous-Paleogene extinction event. And not just then. The chiral network has recovered data suggesting that similar fossil beaches were discovered in strata corresponding to other extinction events too. That would seem to indicate the Big Five and all other major extinctions were accompanied by the appearance of beaches. In expanding the chiral network, you've helped us glimpse a pattern in these scattered points of data. You've furthered our individual research projects, and ensure that it is only a matter of time before we recover all we have lost and solve every mystery that remains. But this is only the beginning. See this through, Sam, and there's no telling what we might learn.
Umarım yeni şeyler öğreniriz.
Please access delivery terminal for further
Bu bölümlük bu
information.
kadar ama. İzlediğiniz için teşekkür ediyorum. Heartman'la tanışmak keyifliydi. Bir sonraki bölümde görüşmek üzere. Hoşça kalın. Kendinize iyi bakın.